Welcome to another video and to another organ. Today I'm at Crakehall, St Gregory's Church, to look at this two-manual pipe organ. Firstly, if you haven't been to this channel before, my name's Paul and I visit pipe organs all over the place, wherever I can get in. So if you haven't subscribed already, I would be ever so grateful if you would consider doing that. But without further ado, let's have a look at the organ. So Crakehall Church is part of the Lower Wensleydale group of parishes. Wensleydale is probably more famous for Wallace and Gromit and cheese and stuff than it is for this pipe organ. But it is a really nice organ. It was built in 1925 by Abbott Smith. It is tubular pneumatic, which is very often the case with these Abbott Smith pipe organs. The stop action is mechanical. Unfortunately, it is missing that key stop that I go on about frequently, but we'll get to that. But now, without further ado, let's have a look at the stops and see what sort of noise it makes. So this is a pretty small organ. There are 3 stops on each of the manuals, and there is 1 stop on the pedals. This church is very open plan, very modern looking, and the acoustics are remarkable. This will be fantastic for concerts and things like that. But now I'm going to start on the pedal stops. I will start by saying that the pedal board is concave radiating, and it has a centralized balanced swell pedal. Swell pedal is actually very high, but that's okay, it works and it's effective. But going back to the pedals, the only pedal stop is a 16-foot Borden, and it sounds like this. Not super loud by any means. The pedal pipes are right at the back of this pretty small organ actually, and there are wooden pipes on the side which will also be part of the Borden. But let's move on from there to the grate, which again there are only 3 stops. The first stop is a 8-foot open diapason. Very in tune, very bright. It's got some welly that actually. That's it's nice. The next stop is a major flute. It is also 8 foot. Sound as well, it's a lovely tone. Let's try that with the open. Goes nicely with the open actually. And the final stop on the grate is also 8 foot. It is a Dulciana. That is very gentle. That would be nice for kind of some background music. It's very gentle anyway. We will try it with the major flute. It actually drowns it out completely. And that's all the stops on the grate. Let's try a tune on the grate with the pedal stop and see what it sounds like. Pretty quiet, but the pedal stops carry through pretty nice. It certainly gives it some backing. If you're wondering why I picked that hymn, it's harvest tomorrow. Very appropriate. Let's move on to the Swell, which is of course the top manual. The very bottom stop is a violin diapason. It is an 8-foot. It's a lovely tone. I like that. Next is another 8-foot. It is a raw flute. Let's try that with the violin diapason. The Swell is actually, it's more effective I think than the grate. And the very final stop on the Swell, we finally reached a 4-foot. It is a harmonic flute. Let's try that with the violin diapason. I really like the tones on the Swell. That is really nice. That is all of the stops. That's your lot. I suppose to make up for the fact that we don't have a 2-foot, that 4-foot comes in handy, possibly an octave higher. Again, suggestions in the comments. I'd be interested to know what you think about that. We have 3 couplers on this organ, exactly what you would expect, nothing that's going to surprise you. The swell to grate is here on the right next to the pedal stop. That's the swell to grate, and the 2 here on the left are the swell to pedal and the grate to pedal. So let's just try one hymn on this swell and see what it sounds like. Another harvest hymn. I like that swell. It's really quiet, it's really gentle. I'm not sure it would support a big congregation, but it's nice, I like it. So what are my overall feelings about this organ? I think it's really nice. I think it has a lovely key action. I'm always impressed with Abbott Smith key actions. It's so nice. Of course, we are missing that 2 foot. It would really brighten things up. But I'm so grateful it doesn't have that mutation stop like the organ I looked at a couple of videos ago. Hopefully you watched that and you will remember what I'm talking about there. I'm going to try something on the full organ, another harvest hymn, and see what it all sounds like put together. Let's have a go. It's also worth pointing out that this organ is tuned by J.M. Spink of Wakefield. While I've been covering this area, I've seen quite a few organs who are maintained and tuned by Mr. Spink, and I'll tell you what, they are the best tuned organs I have come across for a long time. So hands up to Mr. Spink, he does a good job. But I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you've enjoyed visiting this small 2-manual pipe organ in Crakehall in Wensleydale. It's a lovely little organ. Thank you to Chris, who has kindly let me into the church today. I'm very grateful for that. I will be going to another organ in this group very soon, a little place called Crakehall, which has a 1-manual house organ, which a few people in the comments actually have suggested I visit. But until then, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, leave a comment, leave a like, all the other stuff. And until next time, I shall see you later. Bye for now.